I don't even know what to say right now about anything. Are we in stereo? It's probably loud.
We should be in stereo.
Let me pull the volume down a little bit since we're so loud. Check that out. What do you guys think about that volume levels? Yeah,
we're probably way too loud.
No, we're probably pretty loud. Probably. We got it. We should be in stereo. This is Drew. Am I on the left or right side?
I'm Jeff. I should be on the left or right side.
I think we fixed it.
We think we have.
So the building, with all of the changes that have happened, the building changed their Wi-Fi. So it was they luckily ran in to fix it for us. We've done some other innovations that may go catastrophically terrible. I'm going to see if I can make it work. It hasn't been playing nice lately.
Look at that. It actually might play nice.
Here's the beer we're going to be drinking today. Look at that. 2 cameras, kids. We got this camera. Uh-oh, this is going to be harder. And we got this camera. We got 2 cameras. We got 2 for no other reason than stupid insert shots. So yeah.
It's for our Hop Slam
If you guys have been following this channel, welcome to In Production, which is never normally this bad. This is a live stream that runs into live difficulties. I will say YouTube changed a bunch of stuff lately, and I mean, we haven't changed our process. It's been the same now for weeks, for like almost half a year.
Oh, we changed the stereo process.
We did. We changed the audio, but like everything else has just gone bananas in the wrong direction. I don't know how the sound is. We've changed a bunch of stuff. So if you're just joining us for the very first time because you're curious about Netflix and how to get your movie on Netflix, well, welcome. Or if you're here because you heard about these 2 jerks that drink beer on YouTube Live and talk about cameras and GH5s and movies and...
Well, yeah, now I don't feel like a drunk being the only person drinking.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm back.
I know.
So anyway, that's what we do on the show. So I apologize for technical issues. We did have a bunch of stuff. Our building got turned into a movie theater. They just left us 2 little cubbyhole offices to work out of, and we're the last people.
Cut our Wi-Fi.
Yeah, cut our Wi-Fi.
And we had to get it right at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean literally. So we're very happy that you are here. We're happy to see the community here. The Chatski's there. It is not ready. I was going to try and get it ready until we ran into all these new problems. So I will get the Chatski box up here momentarily. In the meantime, let's talk about what we are going to talk about today. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the top 5 easiest ways to get your film or movie onto Netflix. The top 5 easiest ways to get your film onto Netflix. We have experience with that, and we're going to talk about it. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right. The second thing we're going to talk about is just we got hired to shoot some promo footage, and we're just going to show it because it doesn't matter anymore, but got some promo footage.
It's already been released.
Yeah. So we shot some promo footage, and we it was a sports ball, so we got to film some sports ball.
Oh, I can't do that.
And we decided to kind of shoot a bunch of stuff at 180 120. We got 120. Yeah, we didn't go 180.
If you shot 180, then
I didn't do 180. I did 120. We shot a bunch of stuff at 120, 60, 90.
Get over a little to you.
Various.
I realized I'm
that's the
out.
Jeff thing.
Well,
you slide out.
I slide out and
You broke your chair.
I broke my chair, so I'm in an uncomfortable chair.
Jeff's chair exploded.
It did explode. But the bolts broke.
It was. I wasn't here because I was in meetings all day yesterday. I would have filmed it. I would have filmed you. Did you land on the floor?
No, I didn't get all the way to the floor. I caught myself from the
I still would have filmed it.
I came very close.
Reality. All right, so as you know, I've been on the Whole30 diet and not been permitted to have alcoholic beverages. I have not had a beer since January 1. And I said I was going to wait until a very delicious beer that comes out once a year. Let's go to the B-Can. Check this maneuver out. Kablamskis. So I wasn't going to have a beer until this guy came out. This is a Hop Slam. It comes out once a year, and it is delicious. It's absolutely one of our favorite beers. So that
and this year's
whoops, I didn't hit the space bar in time. There we go. So that is going to be the beer we're drinking this year. Hop Slam. If you've ever had it, it's delicious. We love it. Let's get that sound in full blasting stereo. Here we go. Moment of silence, please. That will be my first beer of 2018.
Hop Slam is your first beer of 2018. Oh, it's a good beer for.
And it is a good beer to have for your first beer of 2018. So, hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to work on the Chatski for a minute. Jeff, what's going on?
Yeah, we're going to look here. We have a lot of people here that usually don't make it for the beginning of the show.
Oh, that's delightful.
Sean Penner.
Sean Penner. We need to talk about that Flanders, bro, but don't hijack the threads.
Made it on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, little cameras here, Impex here, Trevor. Yeah.
All right, all kinds of good folks.
Mr. Tone Changes.
Tone change.
Vernon.
Oh, Vernon.
Yeah.
Hi, Vernon. How are you, sir?
Clark is here. Tomas.
I'm just going to get the Chatsky box up.
Yep.
Tone Change's dad.
Eric, we got
For anybody that doesn't know.
Jeff is here.
Tone Change is old school. We miss Tone Change dearly.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Tone Change's dad, how is Tone Change doing? I hope he's doing well. Not again.
Father Tone Change.
Father Tone Change. We love it.
Yep.
right, so I'm
GH5S as the second camera? Unfortunately, no.
No, we wish. Wouldn't that be delightful?
a
City USA?
GH5.
It is not. Yeah. We're still hoping that someone who watches this show sometimes would be kind enough and generous enough to send two knuckle turds their very own camera to use. We'll even send it back. All right, so guess what, kids? Here. We've got Chatsky. So Chatsky's back up in the box.
Yep. What a highs. The only GH5S was the only question.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thanks for being patient. That's just how we do things on this show.
Yeah.
It's live, real, off the record, on the record, off the record, uncuffed, unplugged. Remember those? Remember when unplugs were very popular?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a good chance, though, that the batteries on this rig that we have going
on two different rigs might go out during this.
I'm going to show you guys this ghetto rig that
it's a good ghetto rig
we have formulated here.
Yeah, you got to focus that thing.
I got to get this. Look at this. I hope you're ready for this.
You have to turn it over.
Here you go. Look at this rig we've created just for you guys, just to figure out at the last minute how to get the audio in correctly. We have created this monstrosity. It is terrible looking.
It is.
That is not indicative of final product, only how we got there to get it. All right, so there's that. Now I got to change this back and fix this. Having two cameras is kind of fun, but distracting. You know, I'm not smart enough for two cameras.
Oh, look at you! You just zoomed in.
Yeah, I fixed
it.
There you
go. I know.
I gotta get it.
I'm trying to figure out what setting we're on because we're being asked.
Well,
we shoot the color temp that way. I think a custom one. That's a custom Cine D.
Yeah, it probably doesn't match. We didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't match.
You're only going to get 50% of awesome on this show.
Maybe.
If you notice, I'm using my brand new. This is a patent. This is patent pending.
I didn't even notice that.
It's a patent pending way to mic people now. It's a new formula. I'm calling it Scotch because I like to drink Scotch. It's a formula called Scotch. So these Scotch pieces here, we're going to sell for $29.95. They mount directly under the shirt or on top of the shirt. And as you can see, they're virtually invisible. So it just looks like a mic is floating there. Yeah. Or if you need to hide it underneath, you can use it that way.
$29.95.
$29.95 per piece.
Per piece.
Yeah, they all have one-time use.
Okay.
But they're guaranteed.
What if we do 2 for $60?
2 for $60. Much like the LUT game that we stupidly stepped into. My God, what happened there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, these are going to be for sale. These plastic strips here called Scotch.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patent pending. All right. So a couple of things. I don't know if you guys watch Victor. I don't know if Victor's here, and I don't know. If
I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, and we don't have any Vikings yet either.
No. But we do have Clark.
Clark. Hello, Clark.
Yeah, Clark is here.
Clark W. Griswold is here. Actually, we call him that because his last name is Kent.
Yes.
It's Pete.
Yeah.
Peter Kent. Anyway, Victor Bart, Dutch video shooter, if you have a chance.
Retro Machines.
But he's in the same situation. When YouTube did a bunch of stuff, they did this thing where you've got to have like 1,000 subs and 4,000 minutes of watch time. And
Dutch Video Shooter needs them.
And Dutch Video Shooter desperately needs them. So please just go sub him. I like Victor's content. I think he makes good content. Yeah. He actually cares about it. He thinks about it. Unlike us, he takes time to he makes relevant content that works.
He does.
But he did post something I thought was pretty awesome. He took 4 of the most popular LUTs. We were honored to be included in that. That was fantastic. But he took 4 of the most popular LUTs, and he did a side-by-side comparison. He shot some anamorphic and did side-by-side. And, you know, in all fairness, everybody's going to say that their LUT's the best because there is a little bit of marketing. And there was some stuff where I honestly thought some of the other LUTs, like the other guy's LUT.
The other guys.
I thought his stuff looked better in a couple spots than ours.
Yeah.
But as far as color accuracy goes,
I think they all have their place at different times.
They do. They all had a great style to them.
Yeah.
I was very happy when Victor sent us a picture and asked us if we could identify whose was whose, and I went across and nailed all of them. Jeff did the same thing, just because we kind of know how we like the craft show LUT to look. And it's very flat and balanced. It's not about the contrast and hiding things. It's just very open. And Panasonic's is just green. It's just the easiest way to put it. There's green in Panasonic's.
Yeah. It also doesn't expand very far at all.
No, it really doesn't. And you know what? The other side of this, I was thinking about this. Everyone talks about color replication in a LUT, but unless you have a perfect color chart that you can prove to me is literally has never seen the light of day, you cannot get you can't watch a YouTube video and call anything, including our own, perfect color replication.
No, you can't.
You can only ask if it's the closest to natural, or you know, it's just such a stupid conversation to have. At the end of the day, pick what makes you happy. And if it helps your story, fantastic. That's the only thing on the planet that matters.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, I'll be the first of the LUT people out there, I think, to say that my LUTs aren't perfect.
I don't know if I like this box covering up. You're just like a floating.
I am a floating head. Look at that.
Maybe I'll move it real quick.
I'll take it.
I'll move it to right here. How about this?
But also, I'll say that no person, you know, without using complete science and formulas and stuff, an MPEG thing, is going to have a perfectly made LUT. That's absolutely perfect. Panasonic's is probably the closest one. Ari has a LUT for log C for Ari log. That is very, very close as well, but you know, they're not what everybody likes a LUT to look like.
No, I completely agree with you on that. Now I'm just having fun switching between
I know
cameras.
You are.
But it worked. It was a close-up of you that you just swing around in and out.
I do. See? I swing. It's just what I do.
It's just a delightful experience having two cameras. It makes me super happy. No MPEG, GH5.
I can just sit like this.
GH5S is not the second camera.
Yeah, we already answered that question. That's old. Yeah, you're not up to date.
It's not updating.
See, people just want you to look like that.
Yeah, we do have different LUTs. We have one camera with a LUT, one camera without a LUT. How about that? The A camera, the primary camera, has the interior LUT on it, and then the interior daylight LUT. And then this other camera, the B cam, has absolutely nothing on it.
Exactly.
It's just kind of standard.
It's a custom Cine D.
Yeah. I'm going to set it, though. Give us a little
Drew is behind. Drew's behind on a lot of things, MPEG, but I think you're talking about the Chatsky.
The Chatsky, probably. Definitely.
But he's always behind on something.
Yeah, I'm always behind on something. That is science fact. All right, so let's look at some VFR footage real quick. I wanted to kind of talk about this. I thought it was pretty fun.
Frame, yeah.
We had a good variable frame rate, is what VFR means. Slow motion for those of you who don't really care. One of the things that early on, like, you know, a lot of people shoot 180 or 120 or 90 frames a second. They just randomly do it, and it's just fun to do. But we wanted to, we actually had a need for it this time, because I think sports ball, specifically in this case, American football, looks fantastic in slow-mo. There's moments of it in slow-mo. And so we just took some of that footage. We applied there's no grade to this. We just dropped the LUT on, and you'll see the before and after. I did some of that kind of stuff. But let's take a look at this footage, and then we can kind of talk about it for a second. So let me cue this bad boy up. Let's get rid of the old Chatsky for a second. Plop. And sports ball in 3, 2, 1. Cue sports. All right, so there we go. There's some sports ball footage that there's a football game that's played here in the city we live in, and they every year, and so you know, we got to shoot a little bit of B-roll for it, and just wanted to show some of the stuff. Now, before we get into all the technical stuff about the VFR and mixing all these variable frame rates in and slow motion and regular speed and some of this stuff, that's just a very small sampling. Yeah, there's a lot of frame size jumps. A very small sampling. We shot a ton. We shot like, I don't know, 6 hours of B-roll.
Yeah, we shot.
It was a lot.
340 gigs of B-roll.
Yeah, like so 340 gigs of B-roll on the GH5, both GH5s. One of the lenses bloomed a little bit. It was a weird day because it was cloudy and then overcast, and it wasn't really the kind of scenario where, you know, you're shooting B-roll for a package, so you just get as much as you can, and I wasn't worried about perfect. We just had some good shots. So I picked shots where I thought the motion was interesting, and not necessarily would pick those shots if I were doing a feature out of it or something like that. But, so we had some blooming. Now, some of those shots, Jeff and I both missed a little bit of the focus because we were shooting on a 70-100 Canon.
70-200.
70-200 Canon, and we were at the 200 mark, which makes it actually whatever it is times 0.7.
Yeah, 0.7.
So whatever that becomes.
Yeah, whatever.
So it was, and it was WFO because we were really trying to push that depth a little bit to separate, to make these images not look like everything else. Yeah. And on the field during that, there was NFL Films guys walking around with, we saw Alexa Minis, lots of Amiras, some XD cams, which was weird.
C300s, FS7s.
Lots
of
a lot
FS7s, FS5s from different news organizations.
So there's lots of different cameras, and we wanted to make sure our footage at all just stood out slightly different. Then I'm sure, you know, I'm sure the Alexa Mini looked fantastic, but we wanted ours to stand out.
Oh, you know the Mini did.
Yeah, we just wanted. Well, he didn't. He had a broadcast lens on it though.
I know, but they were also had Ari Sons and stuff like that for their footage.
Yeah, they had a separate side. We were kind of quarantined into the public sector.
They get full reign.
Yeah, they of course. Giant cable cams, all kinds of cool stuff. Anyway, so let's look at some. The footage is a mix-up of 60 frames a second, 8-bit. There's some 10-bit in there, and if I'm not mistaken, doesn't
there's some full HD?
The full HD though, isn't it? It's not 8. It's 8-bit. The full HD.
8-bit. Yeah.
At the 280?
Yeah.
Or,
at the 120.
At the 120?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of mix of 8-bit, and then there's some 10-bit footage in there. I mean, it's a pretty
There's Cinema 4K, UHD.
Yeah. I mean, we were just changing frame sizes to get things that we wanted out of it. So that's a pretty big mix of stuff. And by no means is that a perfect, that is not what went to air, and that is just us wanting to show you guys some footage. But what we found fascinating is looking at all the footage, going through all of it when we were kind of building our outbound package. That 120 stuff, the 90 stuff, it all looks fantastic and holds up really well. And frankly, for the majority of people that were going to be touching this, they didn't want anything beyond. They would ask for a 4K master, but they could care less. They're going to output it in 1080p anyway. So they were excited that we were able to provide them some 1080p, you know, really pretty rad looking footage.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it worked.
It did. Did what it was supposed to do.
Jeff did take one series of clips all the way up to HDR, right?
I did HLG on one thing, and then I in there and on the Sumo took it to HDR.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we've taken one of the clips to HDR, and it was like night and day, like a completely different. The amount of detail in the grass and everything was just. I cannot wait for more and more sports programs to be presented in HLG or any flavor of HDR, just because it is a nice sort of image.
It is.
It's pleasing and fun, and it feels different than a movie. It felt. You know, I mean, though, because I think it was 60 that we were looking at, so it had that soap opera look to it. That standard non-cinematic vibe. Anyway, it looked fantastic. So one of the things that we found interesting, that I found interesting, just I shoot a lot of slow-mo with the red when we have it, and this isn't a comparative test. We've done that before, but kind of thinking about it in terms of, you know, for that, again, a small camera, aside from the 35 size sensor being kind of, you know, changing the way the image looks, I was pretty happy with the way the slow-mo turned out. It was a pretty smooth process. We were able to stack a bunch on. We shot, you know, great looking HD frame size content that mixed into 4K. We scaled some of it up and it looked fine. I wouldn't totally do that for delivery, but if I was just going to YouTube, I probably would.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason. Yeah, for any kind of web stuff, it's fine. And so it was just kind of nice to have everything kind of connected together and use one tool to kind of get those pieces. And again, not a plug for Panasonic. You can do it with a lot of other cameras. The Sony does a great job too, but it just, in this case, we have these two, and it was much easier. It was much easier on the job for us not to go in with a red, though the ego in us would have both loved to have been like, oh, you guys have an Amira. Well, we broke out our red, and just be cocky little snoots. I mean, it's true.
It's true.
And I'd love to have been on the field during actual play.
I would have to.
That would have been amazing.
But it also is quite heavy.
It is quite heavy. That is science fact.
So
anyway, so let's kind of just peek at this footage one more time. I'm just going to cue it back up. I will pop the ChatSki box up over the footage because who cares? And we'll kind of watch some of this footage together. Let's see if the ChatSki will trigger. There we go. So again, this is, you can tell when the slow-mo kicks in, but that is 90 frames a second. That is back to regular 24. That's straight 24 footage. It mixes well aside from the blooming. Again, 24. You'll see a couple of ramps in this when you see the ramps. That's straight 24. That looked great to me. Had great separation. That is a $120. That is a $120 or 90. I can't remember which one that is. But just kind of mixing them together, being able to follow through with some of the stuff. Now these super slow ones, that's like 120 that I ramped. And then this stuff is 120, and I just did some jump cuts to kind of give it, you know, a little bit of texture as we plow through it. Do you have any thoughts on the grading? Did you notice any like artifacting or errors that stood out like heavily to you?
Not the stuff that I looked at.
I mean, most of the stuff was like pretty clean.
Yeah, it was pretty clean stuff. We exposed properly for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you put a little bit, I mean, some of them I made mistakes. Yeah, there were some mistakes made.
There's a couple where it blooms a little bit, or a couple where the clouds came rolling in really fast and didn't, you know, up the exposure some. But
340 gigs, I wouldn't, you know. There's a couple of shots where we zoomed in digitally or used.
Yeah, actually, MPEG's saying could have used ETC. I actually did use it on a couple of shots. And I was super impressed with it.
One of the hardest things about this whole process, though, is if you think about it, is like we don't really. Going back, and unless I pull media on every single clip, or it was shot 5994 before I modify it, every single clip, I can't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you 1080 versus 4K versus UHD, but I mean, I can't tell you if you have the ETC on or not. I have no idea.
You really can't.
On this small level, I'm sure if we broadcast or projected, it would be a different beast.
On a screen, you possibly could.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a totally different problem.
But you also probably could find something different between that and regular 8-bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. I just think people get too focused and too fixated on details that aren't necessarily like that relevant to the situation. Yeah. Ichi, no worries, brother. We got your back. Whatever you need, man. Everybody in this group's got your 6, bro. And if you need us to baby seal troll force some people, we got you on that too. So I hope everything's good.
Yes.
If you need anything, you know what to do. Reach out, send us an email. We got your 6. Whatever we can do. If you need to just come hang out in America, we'll let you do that too. So yeah, so that was just some of the footage. We just kind of want to talk about the VFR side of things because it's fairly interesting. So
it is, and it's really one of the first times we used it quite extensively.
Yeah, I mean that's a good bit of use.
Because I think really the only main spot we didn't is the other section that we had to shoot.
Yeah.
Which wasn't on field stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything else, I think we both started kind of diving into what we're used to doing for B-roll, make it slow-mo sexy.
Yeah, I mean that was the point. Make it look like lifestyle footage, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so with that kind of getting prepped here, let me get us ready here. So we'll take a little bit of a moment.
Get rid of that one.
And we'll jump topics. Oh yeah, I saw it. We'll jump topics. And now it's time for everyone's very favorite game show, Cards Against CRFTSHO. Huh? And this is how we play. We're going to present you guys with a couple of different cards here. I'll just leave this little box down here like that. We're going to present you with a couple of different cards. We will first read aloud the black card, at which point we will pick 3 white cards, and you guys will pick which one sounds the best or oddest for CRFTSHO to have to deal with. So, pretty simple. If you ever play Cards Against Humanity, it's a vibe on that, and we just do it to fill a little bit of time, and we think it's funny as hell. So, the first question, and I will read this here, is heavy breathing. Jeff, I am your blank. Again, I will act it out. A Performance by Drew Hall. Jeff, I am your blank. Jeff, I am your blank. Heavy breathing. Jeff, I am your blank. So, with that said, we will jump over to card number 1. Here we go, and I'm not going to look at it. We're going to do our best not to peep at it. Here we go. Ready?
Yep. Yep.
Card number 1. There it is. There's card number 1. Here is card number 2. Here is card number 3. All right, so there you go. So one more time, here is card number 1 on Cards Against CRFTSHO. The question is, or the statement is, heavy breathing, Jeff, I am blank. Jeff, I am blank. Jeff, I am blank. And kablam. Now we're back to this bad boy right here. So,
right, cool.
If you'd like to cast your votes in this, just pick 1, 2, or 3. Throw it up in the chatski, and you know, we will tally the votes and see what comes out of it.
And then Peggy.
Real Aaron Collins, I still owe you your prize.
Yeah, you do.
I haven't forgotten about you. I just got busy trying to survive in this world today because it takes everything you got.
MPEGs.
Sure does help a lot.
You were
Wouldn't you
easily
like to get away?
amused. We definitely are very easily amused.
No, I mean, why not? Life is about amusement and enjoyment. And if you're being miserable, then, you know, I'm sorry.
I think we should stay on camera 2 the way it is right now.
Yeah, camera 2, the out of focus camera,
Yeah.
the finger in focus cam. So while we do that, let's get the votes coming in. We'll let those get tallied up here, and we'll answer those here in just one moment. While we do that, I just kind of wanted to talk about the
What are we talking about?
top 5. The top 5 ways, basically, tips, tools, tricks, however you want to hack it. The top 5 best ways to get your film onto Netflix. Your movie onto Netflix. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people discuss it. I've seen topics pop up about technology and all kinds of other stuff, and I just wanted to sit down and have a pretty straightforward conversation about getting your movie onto Netflix. And the reason and how I came to get this information for you is twofold. So the first portion of this is the simple fact that this is Netflix playing here, and that is a movie called Convergence that once it pops up, oh, don't forget, if you do watch it, make sure you click the thumb on the Convergence thing. But you will see under the details, I directed this movie and I wrote this movie, and it is on Netflix. And I wanted to show with bona fide proof that I am not just saying random things. I physically have gotten a film onto Netflix, and I just wanted to talk it out. I don't know how far it reaches on Netflix. It could be international, but I believe it's only currently in the States. I'm not totally sure, but I believe the way the rights deals worked, it should only be in the US. So there you go.
But
absolute proof. Absolutely, 100%. That is on Netflix. So there you go. So there's proof that I have gotten a film onto Netflix with the help of people like Scott Robinson, who's often in the chat. Jeff Worley helped. Lots of other people helped make the movie, and then we made a deal to get on Netflix. So that's one. The other side of this is I just yesterday, and I'll talk about these cases later on, but just yesterday I was with a producer who has produced, I think, 3 films directly for Netflix. So this was where Netflix and him worked together in conjunction. Isn't it 3?
I know for a fact 2.
I think it's 3 now.
I think so.
It's 2 or 3, whatever. Yeah. He's done 2 or 3 films directly with Netflix.
But he's done a lot more that have gone to Netflix.
And that's my point. And then almost all of his other films have ended up on Netflix. So he has a pretty big grasp of how this Netflix cycle works. And so I just said, look, I want to talk about it on the show. Can you give me some notes? And he gave some great notes on it. So I'm going to give you the top 5 easiest methods of getting your movie onto Netflix. And we're going to start with number 1, which is you probably need an inside person. Netflix is like in Game of Thrones, what's a giant ice wall that they couldn't get past?
The wall.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the wall in the Game of Thrones. The giant wall. Isn't there a character named the Wall, though? Or was that the mountain?
That's the mountain.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, folks.
Yeah.
It's not on Netflix.
It also hasn't been on TV for like a year now.
Yeah. So the big ice wall that has protected everyone from that is basically Netflix. So if you can find yourself either A, an ice dragon, which we'll get to in a second, or B, by the way, that's a spoiler, B, I don't care. It's over a year now, almost.
Still have another year until it comes back.
Or B, you have an inside person that can help you. The chances of you getting into Netflix are very, very slim. So let's start with the inside person. Now, that doesn't just have to be someone who's an employee of Netflix. You also have to consider that producers, like the guy I was mentioning earlier, who have already done films directly for. That means Netflix and him work together. Their contract was exclusive. If they've already done that before, that's an angle that you can use to help you get your film up onto your movie, whatever, onto Netflix, is if you have that relationship. The catch to that is it's probably going to have to start before you've even shot the movie. There's a chance that they might be able to get you in after you've shot it, but primarily it's going to happen beforehand. And if you do an exclusive Netflix deal, and this is where everyone gets confused, you don't necessarily have to follow the camera rules they've presented.
Wait, looping.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought I hit the button. You don't necessarily have to follow the camera rules that they've presented, but it would be really, really, really wise of you to consider those if you haven't shot your film yet. If you have, they may still take it, and that's going to a separate level altogether. So the next easiest way of getting your film up onto Netflix is to win a festival. And what I mean by a festival is you need to win Sundance, TIFF, South by, what was the other one you said that was great the other day?
Tribeca.
You might get away with Cannes. Maybe Cannes gives you some cred, but it needs to be one of those 5, and it really only needs to be one of those 5. You might get something from Fantastic Fest, but that's going to be different. I think if you really go straight for festival, it's going to be Sundance, TIFF, South by.
Cannes becomes number 4 on your list. Is how you get in through Cannes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Cannes or maybe Tribeca. Those movies, though Tribeca I think has an exclusive with Amazon, but those movies that get released and win those festivals, they are the ones that will have the greatest opportunity of getting a direct Netflix pickup. That's just how it happens. Or an Amazon, but in this case we're just talking about Netflix. Because Netflix is a much harder beast to crack. It's a big wall and you're not just going to break through it. So you've got to win a major festival. These small festivals are awesome. They're great for little prestige. They make you feel good about yourself, but the reality, and I'm just going to lay it out there, those festivals, and we've won quite a few of them, they give you some prize support. We got some cool prize packs. I mean, we did. We gave away a bunch of software at one point, but in reality, they might help a little bit into number 3 that I'm about to get to, but they're not going to instantly guarantee you a slot on Netflix.
They'll help you with number 3.
So you got to win a festival. The third easiest way to get on Netflix is with a sales agent, and this is one of the most approachable methods of doing it. So a sales agent is a middleman or middle person, if you will, that operates between a distributor and companies like Netflix. They operate between other sales agents that might have bigger draws. And the point is, you hire the sales agent, you pay them a percentage of what you're going to make, and they go out and try and sell the film on your behalf. And typically these individuals have connections to an inside person at Netflix, or a relationship with someone there, or a relationship with the distributor, or they can get meetings that you can't, because it's kind of like that, it's like a bona fide club. You know, it's like you're legit.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like a boys club, but
it's not a boys club. I mean, it's a person's club.
Yeah, but it's one of those kind of things. You have to have the end.
In the South, we call it good old boys club. It doesn't necessarily mean boys. It's just a phrase to say, like, it's rednecks who all love Alabama.
Yeah, that's pretty
much it.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah, I'll keep it right there.
That's true, because Auburn people are too dumb to make a movie. Oh. Hey! No. Cowboys!
We just make the computers that you had.
That is true. You did Tim Cook. That's fine. Anyway, so a sales agent's going to be pretty important. Yeah, that was fine. You're slow. Auburn.
I am.
I remember when you were there. So a sales agent's pretty crucial way to do it, and it's probably one of the best ways to get there is you can find an intermediary, and they're going to set you up. However, you're going to take a little bit of your own money in order to do it. So then the fourth way is go straight to the distributor. I've had 3 friends go straight to a distributor, somehow win them over. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. They won them over and their film went to Netflix. So the other angle on this is going straight to a distributor, because a lot of times distribution companies have a relationship already with Netflix. And you might be saying to yourself, I know all this already. That's great. I'm just reaffirming to you that there is no easy trick except for number 5. Number 5 is almost a guarantee. It's almost a guarantee, and I'll get there in 1 second. Almost a guarantee, but it's going to depend on you. So if you can go straight to a distributor, then you can roll up and potentially set yourself up in a fantastic way of getting your movie there. But again, you've got to get to a distributor. And my phone rang. Let's see who that is. Go. Should have been on Silente.
But it's not.
Oh, it's California. It's Netflix calling right there. I guarantee it's probably
Burgess will be gone by the end of the show.
Pull your show down. You can't talk about Netflix. This is Netflix calling. That would be tragic. It'd be funny though. I'd take it.
Yeah.
It'd make a great show. Be. All right, so the number 5, and this is the key. This is the absolute most important piece of advice I can possibly give you, that any producer can give you, that anyone can give you. The easiest possible thing you can do, and the easiest way in which you can get your film onto Netflix, is just make a damn great movie. That's it. Make the best damn movie you can possibly make. Make it so good that you hate the movie at the end of it. If you enjoyed the production process while making your movie, you probably did not make a good enough movie. I'm serious. You have to hate this movie when you're done. You have to have lived in this movie so long that you're miserable. That's if you're the director and the producer in that space. Sometimes even the colorist.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I've hated quite a few of the better movies that I've been on.
Right. And you cannot care about the color. You can't care about like how you're going to grade it. No. You can't care about what camera you're going to shoot on. You just have to tell the best story humanly possible. With the absolute, you need to know everything about your characters. You need to know everything about your cast before you even hire them. Meaning you need to know that they are the right person. It's got to be in your gut. Don't be swayed by charm and persona. Go with your gut, lock it in, and live and die by that very measure. And if you're saying, I don't have any money, then that's an even better incentive to make a better movie. Because I will tell you this, I have seen more people with less money get on Netflix than bigger movies, or medium-sized movies, with good budgets, and they never get the chance. The smaller the movie, the greater chance you have. If you can show someone that you made something truly, absolutely, damn right, beautiful, or inspiring, or scary, or action-packed, if you can do that, and do it for the smallest amount possible, you'll get someone's attention because they'll say, oh, this person's innovative. They really cared that much. That's what it says to them. It's kind of like when you graduate college. If you go to college and you graduate with a degree, that degree does nothing more than says this person dedicated 4 to 6 to 10 years of their life to finish up something.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It just instills confidence, and this is a business, and so at the end of the day, you are selling a product. You've got to make sure you've instilled the confidence into your consumers, which is, in this case, Netflix. You want to instill in them that you've made a good movie, and I promise you, they will not care. Ours is only shown in 1080p. They don't give a crap that we could have given a 4K master at the time. Now they might have been happy about it.
I still don't care about the 4K master.
They just don't. At the end of the day...
Unless you're shooting for Netflix.
I'm telling you, they don't. Look at all the movies. The outside acquisitions are always 1080p, and they take a... Typically, the delivery file to get there is a ProRes 444, or I've seen ProRes 422 HQ files. As long as it's 1080p.
I have to.
And then I've even had to deliver 4.3, by the way. Had to do that for Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I did it for Convergence, but no one bought the 4.3, thank God.
Yeah.
It was pan and scan all through it. All right, so that's it. Let's run over one more time. The top 5 ways. This is it. The easiest ways to get your film on Netflix. Inside man or person. We're not going to say man. Inside person. Festival wins. And the only festivals that matter. TIFF, Sundance, Tribeca, South by. And what was the other one? TIFF, Sundance, Tribeca. Cannes.
But that's
potentially.
I was saying that's more of a distributor.
Yeah. Cannes will land you more distribution. Yeah. A sales agent. That is a mediary. The person in the middle between two relationships. A distributor. You go straight to this distributor. And you might have an inside person at the distributor, but you got to go straight to the distributor and see what they do. And the number 5, most important, easiest way you can get your movie on Netflix is just make the best damn movie on the planet. For your budget, for your brain, who cares? Just make the best possible movie you can. I guarantee you you'll make it up onto Netflix. I guarantee it. But I will caveat this and say, getting onto Netflix is not all that it appears to be. So the other angle of this is right now you can take anything you have, any movie you have, any web series you have, and you can post it on Amazon. And the rates on Amazon are there for you to see. You can actually see. I got an update the other day. They are now paying us, ready for this? 6 cents an hour. We get paid 6 cents an hour per hour streamed, basically.
Yeah.
Right? And that's up to 100,000 hours. If you get to 100,000 hours, which isn't that hard with a feature.
We go to 7.
10 cents.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called Tier 2. Tier 3 is also 10 cents. And this makes no sense. Tier 4, which is like 1 million hours, they lower the rate again. So you're back to 6 cents.
Because they start paying you too much out.
They start paying you too much out. So all of it is set up in a way that they're going to prosper and you're not. But if your goal is to get on Netflix, there's the best 5 ways. If your goal is to just get an online distribution for more or less free, I would highly suggest Amazon. It's 1080p. It delivers very easily. It's very simple to do. You can even set your own pricing. Upload your own artwork. You can manage the entire process, and it's a great thing. This is not a plug for Amazon Prime. I'm just telling you. I've put 3 movies up there, and all 3 of them have done way better than we thought they were going to do.
It's a good thing and a bad thing to have full control over.
It is. You can become obsessed
your packaging, and stuff like that.
You can become completely...
You can become really obsessed.
And totally obsessed.
Which could take you down the wrong path.
Nah, that's science fact. Okay. So there you go. That's the top 5 ways, top 5 easiest ways to get on Netflix, and none of it has to do with technology, because I'm telling you right now, none of it has to do with technology. And if you want to argue that, great. I have something. Show me your movie and how show me your contract that said you had to when they bought your movie or they rejected your movie. It's because it was not. It was because you shot it on a GH5 or a Sony A7S or a Canon C300. I guarantee you that's not in the contract. They probably just told you it sucked and deal with it. They've told me 4 of mine have sucked, so I get it. All right, Chatsky box back up in the game.
All right.
Well, there we go. Chatsky's back up. Now, let's go. Let's look at our numbers here as we tally.
I can tell you which one it is. It's
cards 2. Against CRFTSHO.
It's number 2.
Number 2. Heavy breathing. Jeff. I am, and here is number 2. Con! That's good.
I'll take that. It is really good.
These out from last week. Number 1. Number 2 won, by the way. So if you pick number 2, congratulations. You win absolutely nothing, but we admire you and love you dearly. Number 2.
4 picked number 2.
This is
1 picked number 1.
Yeah, this is number 1. Jeff, I am Angels interfering in an otherwise fair baseball game. That's when cards against CRFTSHO goes bad.
And then 3 for number 3.
I would like for you. I'm going to read this to you. You guys will not fully understand this joke. I would like for you to think of Adam Carden when I read this to you. Ready?
Okay.
Jeff, I am eating a pizza that's lying in the street to gain health. It's one of our actors who was...
that was just on Facebook.
It was just on Facebook. He decided while we were shooting this movie, Adam's a super talented actor, and so Adam decides while we're shooting this movie to just lay down in the middle of the street. And our town is very similar to Bourbon Street, our downtown area, so it's disgusting and smells of urine, and he's just in his suit, just laying in the street like, I'm so drunk, like on purpose, not even drunk, just making a scene really just to prove a point, and there happened to be a piece of pizza close to him, so that just lives in infamy. There you go, cards against CRFTSHO, that's what it is.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to go back.
So we got questions galore, let's
Not
answer.
questions galore, really.
Wow, look at this. Did you delete a bunch of Don?
Oh, yeah. I deleted Don Mario.
Is he a troll?
Yeah.
Don Mario, you have just earned yourself.
I think that it's actually probably a bot.
Sorry about the Don Mario guy. He just got Baby Seal Troll Force. He basically Baby Seal Troll Forced all of us.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes.
So Tristan John asked, which route did you go with Convergence? Your 5.
Yeah. With Convergence, we went to a sales agent, and the sales agent had a relationship with the distributor. I originally had an inside person, and they gave me kind of some lowdown on what they were looking for, and then that individual decided to quit Netflix, and so my leg up fell apart and he was in acquisitions. My leg up fell apart very quickly. So yeah, so we did do a sales agent. It worked out really well for us. The downside of that is that one of the sales agents, we have 2. So we have one for domestic, which is everything inside of your home country, and for us it's the US. And then we have one that's international. The domestic one, though gratefully got us onto Netflix, means nothing to me. They didn't do anything else. So they did one thing and that was it. There are platforms like Distributor and other things like that that can get you on there, but that process is very convoluted, and sometimes I've had friends have results that didn't work out so well for them. They paid a lot of money for someone who could promise them something and they couldn't do it. So I'm not saying use Distributor. I'm not saying they're negative either. I'm just saying that the relationships that I've seen people have with them did not work out into their favor very well. There we go.
There you go. I'm just going to go to MPEG's last one here. So it wasn't number 5?
It wasn't number 5.
A good story?
No, unfortunately. Number 5
was a good story.
Yeah.
It's a good story. I like it.
It's a good, the movie?
Yeah, Convergence. I like the story of Convergence.
What do you mean?
That's what he's talking about. Number 5.
Oh,
make a great movie.
Oh, yeah. I guess that is. Good point. I made a great movie, y'all. Now, we went to a sales agent, and look, the sales agent's going to buffer the make the great movie. That's why I'm saying the most important thing is make a great movie. Yeah, you're not going to get a sales agent if you have a crap movie. That's fact. You're definitely not going to get a distribution cycle, or you're going to have a very slow cycle. So, I mean, it all comes down to that. It used to be great. We had movies go up on Redbox. That was an amazing cash cow, because they were terrible movies, but they went straight to Redbox, bloop.
Oh, yeah,
suddenly you're walking.
Terrible movies.
But they pay you straight up. Redbox is like, here's your money, go. Yeah. And you're like, wow, that was awesome. It's not very much money, but it was, you know, for the price we did. Somebody asked something about YouTube being lucrative. No.
Yes, that's MPEG.
Guys, you're not going to make any money unless you're Casey Neistat or maybe Peter McKinnon or one of those other knuckle turds. Or, I mean, look at that kid, the suicide kid. The one that Jonas Pate. That's not his name. I don't know. I could care less. But I mean, that guy's huge. He's making a ton of money. Yeah. But most of those guys, like the one thing that I think is happening that and I can't guarantee it for Peter, but I'm pretty sure for Casey and some of these others, is that they have an agent, and that agent is negotiating deals with YouTube. William Morris, all these agents, they'll go out and they'll make these deals because it makes them more money. So if this celebrity or non-celebrity suddenly shows up on YouTube and gets a push, I'm not saying it's conspiracy, I'm just saying that there's a little bit of question in it. There's some organic nature, and then there's some that's being pushed. And that's just the nature of the business. It's the entertainment business. If they see value in something you're saying, and they decide to elevate it, that's fine. That's the business. They're in a business to make money. And if they make money off of you, great. That's how it works. Yep. Yeah, we don't make squat off YouTube, by the way. We make about $70 a month. And we take that $70 and put it back into the business, into props or other crap that we buy, or I mean, whatever. I mean, it literally goes back into the bit. $70. What am I going to do with it? Here, Jeff. Here's your paycheck for $35. I mean, it's better spent on advertising for the business than anything else. That's where the advantage is if you do make some income, you can wrap it back into your business. I think that's awesome. We do this because we absolutely love this community. We love talking and learning from others, and if we can possibly share some knowledge, that's why we do it. So it's clearly not about money. There's days we don't want to do it. We're just tired of it, but we do it because we care about the community, and if we find something valuable, we want to share it. That's absolute bottom line, because Stone Cold says so.
Jeff has made about $10 from his movie on YouTube.
Oh, there you go, Jeff.
Yeah.
$10 is pretty good, though. Yeah, MPEG. I would try and look at Amazon, Jeff. I think I don't remember.
He was talking about that earlier.
I don't know where you are, but I'm pretty sure they opened it up worldwide now. And we did. I mean, we had one of the documentaries we have up there is like, it's almost at 100,000 hours. I mean, we were at 50,000 hours after week 2 or 3, and we did no promotion, none. It just organically did it. We have a cool topic, but I don't know. You might want to consider it. I think Amazon is maybe one of the better ones to, if you're truly an indie that doesn't get picked up, that's what I would do.
I agree.
Just the easiest way to do it.
Yep.
So if you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, whatever, throw them in the chatski down below. Or not chatski. Throw them in the comment box down below. We always answer that stuff. We'll get around to it when we can, how we can, you know, as soon as we possibly can. We also are always here on Tuesdays, if possible, as much as possible. We try and be here to sit and talk to you guys and interact and learn from you as much as we can impart knowledge backwards. Sometimes it's orchestrated and nicely contained, and sometimes it's absolute chaos on a stick.
Yeah.
I had an idea for today. I was inspired.
That didn't work.
I followed it. Did I follow the Netflix program?
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was your idea or if that was just something else.
I didn't wing it. That's not winging it. I had that one thought out.
Okay.
Because I'd had this conversation the other day with somebody about it. My friend Andrew.
Yeah.
So if I get this thing, I'm going to tease it now. I don't really care. So my buddy Andrew made a movie. He just released it on Amazon. But Andrew makes these movies for nothing. I think I talked about this before.
You did last episode.
Yeah, and I want to get the GH5S and shoot a feature on it. I want to do that. I really want to try it because I think we can make something really magical off that camera.
Could possibly.
He's got some nighttime stuff. He's got some brutal. Some of it's white sands. That's going to be nasty hard. The bounce up from that is brutal.
Yeah, bounce up's going to be pretty hard.
I mean, like negative.
But it also, it'll even out your exposure at night. Then you'll just have to negative it back in.
Yeah, be rough. That's gonna be your problem. Yeah, I'm bringing you the whole kit and caboodle.
Just bring it to me in post so I can sit in office.
Yeah. I love a guy. What? I know a guy affiliated with Distributor. There you go. See? Now, the real Aaron Collins knows a guy affiliated with distributor, and maybe they've had a great relationship and they've done very well. I mean, Aaron, if you want to comment on people have had an awesome relationship, I'm only going off those that I've talked to firsthand, and they didn't hate the process. They just, and they could have had bad expectations set. I mean, that's the reality of it, but it is what it is.
I personally don't know if I know anybody that's used it.
Yeah, you do.
I've heard, okay.
Yeah.
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 See, that's why I wasn't sure. That's why I said I wasn't sure.
Yeah, you do. Gideon. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Never talked about it.
Yeah.
I don't care about his movie, though.
No
offense.
What a turd. What a jerk.
No offense to it. Just not my cup of tea. I know so many people that love that movie.
It's a great movie. It's funny. Docu-style.
I think it's over the top docu-style.
It's almost into parody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a genius that way. I mean, that's kind of
he definitely is. But
talking about people you guys have no idea who we're
exactly. Talking about. Well, one person in this group, maybe.
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh, hello from Mexico. I almost said Guten Tag. Hola.
Yes.
I took German, man. I didn't take Spanish. I don't know what I'm saying. Minolta for life. It's a pretty rad name.
Yeah, it is.
Says, never have guessed a Micro Four Third would be amazing low light that like the GH5S. Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear it's phenomenal. If someone would just like loan us one, we would
have we
Jeff,
ever...
you're in Florida? I didn't know you were in Florida. I don't know where you are in Florida.
We're at in Florida, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're close to Panhandle or Middle.
Yeah, watch them say like Pensacola.
If you're in Pensacola, bro.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't we not?
You're coming over here for an episode.
You can come be on the show. You should come be on the show, Jeff.
The Call of the Road. Have you guys published any episode style stuff on those platforms? Are the rules different for episodes?
No, here's what's crazy. Amazon, Netflix is a whole, I don't know. I can't answer anything about Netflix episodic. I can only talk about features.
Yeah, that's true.
However, Amazon episodic, they want you to have them, if I remember correctly, they want you to have them all built out, and then you can upload them. They basically want to make it where people can binge watch it. But yeah, they have, it's 1080p, that's it. And they have an episode setup. You can even, I think you can charge for episodes. It's been a while since I looked at it. But yeah, Amazon Prime for episodes means you can take any web content. Like we could technically take CRFTSHO, I just don't think it's worth uploading. Yeah. It's a lot of labor. It's a lot of labor to do it. So I don't think there's any value on Amazon for this kind of like how-to, inspirational knuckle turdery. I just don't think there's any reason for it. But the small batch creatives, if this other conversation goes a different direction, we're going to take those and put them straight up on Amazon Prime for sure. I'm trying to get them to let us do it with HDR since we've already prepped for it. But they only take 1080p at the moment. Hope that... Boca Raton, bro! You should drive up, Jeff.
Yeah, he should drive up. I was waiting until you finished.
Yeah, Jeff, if you want to come up, you should come up. 100%. Deutschland!
Yep, there's you some German.
All I got German-wise is Was machen Sie gemacht? I think that's what are we doing today, or what are we making today? I don't know. What about broadcast standards on TV networks these days? Same and flexible than before. Any comments? Color code? Oh, we have a whole episode 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
where we talked about the new AST.
The new ones, yeah.
ASTC standard. Jeff can talk about that
3.
stuff. Jeff is the broadcast guy more than I am.
It's the standards aren't quite as inflexible, and they are inflexible in the delivery size and package that you bring in. But H.265 is a big one now, and HEVC is actually it's a pretty good codec, really. It's got a little bit of compression to it, but it seems to be a much stronger codec than 264 ever was.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You know, oddly, we deliver the majority of our stuff with ProRes 422HQ, typically 1080 in our market. If it's local broadcast, if it's national, it's different, but local broadcast, and then they convert it to whatever god awful crap they do.
It's true.
So I mean,
usually somebody that
it's usually it used to be MPEG 2.
Yeah, but it's usually by somebody that truly doesn't know what they're doing when they're compressing it also, which makes it look even worse than the compression by itself.
Logan Paul, thank you. That was driving me nuts. What did I say, Paul Hogan? Isn't that the guy from...
I think so. Paul, that's Dundee, isn't it?
Isn't that Crocodile Dundee?
I think it is. That's because we watched the trailer.
For Dundee 2, back in Electric Boogaloo, back in The Habit.
This is
Secret
the
of the Use.
Son of Dundee 2.
AerialPeople.net says, you guys come to Germany sometime. Absolutely.
Would love to.
Yeah. Das ist gut.
Yeah. I actually do want to go to Germany very badly.
Would you share this info here on this chat, pretty please? Can you look up that? Just send him the ASTSC video. It's the easiest way. I think I even linked it.
I don't even know where you had it.
It's under the live channel. We're going to post it up there for you. Yeah.
Did you post it on that show?
I'll post it up there. 1080i is poop? Oh, come on, man. I know you're older than most of these kids in this channel. I know for a fact, MPEG, you're older than that. So I'm just going to ask you this, and I'm going to ask you this one time. Were you not excited when you got to watch the first 1080i broadcast of an NFL game? Come on, man. I know you're excited. And you probably said to someone, it's so lifelike, like we all did. Everybody said it. We all said it. On a giant tube TVs that weigh 900 pounds. Did you have one of those? I still wish I had one, as a matter of fact. It was the best looking monitor on the planet for grading. It was unreal. I know you know this, MPEG. Don't you be hiding from me. Don't do it. You got to smile sometime, bro. I know I'm going to make you smile somewhere. Yes, you were right. I told you. I'm with you. Now 1080p looks like garbage. So, you're my jam. MPEG is my jam. He's my secret link to everything. Knowledgeable. He's way smarter than me, so I just ask him ahead of time. Little pro tip. Ask MPEG. Can we start a whole segment? That's it. I'm writing it down. New segment show called Ask MPEG. Any technical question that me and Jeff cannot answer is automatically forwarded to. MPEG. I'm going to maybe I'll make an email. AskMPEG@CRFTSHO.com. And you have to answer it. And I'm going to make you answer it, and you deal with it. You solve these problems, brother.
I found the episode, but I do.
Dude, Sony CRTs were the jam. Absolute jam. Anybody that's still watching the show that just came here to learn about Netflix, I'm done talking about Netflix unless you ask a question in the comments. Otherwise, it's going to be normal craft show knuckle turdery, which means we go way off the radars for about 25 minutes and talk about absolutely nothing. So, or technical crap. So if you don't want to talk about Netflix and you're done, I'm just giving you a heads up so you don't waste your time. Like, what a crappy, it's shittle for me to do that. S-H-I-T-T-L, shittle. There we go. I know you did too, Penner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I wish I had my Sony SR. That monitor was so heavy. I had a Sony XBR. God, what was the model? 700 or something. I can't remember the model number now, but it was expensive. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous monitor, and you would plug in like we would plug in for grading. Because, you know, back then it was a lot of mix, but golly, the colors, the CRTs look so good. And I still have my original Panasonic plasma. It's circa last batch of Panny plasmas in the, well, maybe not. It was 2008. And the color dip, I checked it the other day, the color dip is 10%, and here we are 10 years later. That television is hands down my absolute favorite TV I've owned, just because it just still works and it looks fantastic. I looked at Blade Runner 2049 on it. Now granted, that was Blu-ray, looked amazing. Compared it to the 4K, holy balls. That's a whole different experience. The HDR in that movie is completely worth every penny. If you just want to, just mute it and just turn on some like techno or death metal or country, if you really want to go for a contrast, and just have a good time with it. Yes, we are crazy, sir. We have no idea what we're talking about. I met him at AFM in Santa Monica this November. His name is... Oh, you met Jason Brubaker. Well, Jason's the guy that started Distributor. That's awesome. Yeah. No, Jason Brubaker's fantastic. He's super smart. I think he's the guy who started Distributor. I think he's out... And it's not him that I'm not calling that dude out on anything wrong. I'm just saying that the... I don't want to go into the whole thing, but the way the aggregation system works is that there has to be a lot of movies in a queue in order for them to submit to Apple, because Apple has pretty crazy restrictions. They have to have, it's like it used to be 100 movies or 5 premium titles. So like 100 movies, so 100 indie films get distributed at one time. That's why like you see on a Tuesday, just go, if you don't believe me, all you gotta do is check this. Just go on a Tuesday to Apple and look at all the indie movies that get dumped onto Apple on a Tuesday. And if they don't have any support behind them, like through a distributor or whatever, they just get dumped on a Tuesday because they have to do it in like, used to be 100 film blocks. And if I'm telling you, and you'll see the same thing that will happen on Amazon, because I think Amazon might have that same, or did have that same policy. Maybe it's not so much now, but they would just drop a block of movies on a Tuesday, or whatever the release date is. And typically it's a Tuesday. That's how it goes. That's how it goes now. Mm-hmm. Did you guys work with 14-bit RW2 photo file? GH5S doesn't do them, but I don't think... We did work with...
we did on the last thing we did stills on.
Yeah, what was it?
Think of what that was.
I don't even remember now. Because we sat there and had a whole conversation about it.
Yeah, we did.
Can I open these? And you said, yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah, they opened.
Yeah,
they did open. They chug a little bit, but they opened.
You had to open them in whatever that import gimmick is.
Open them in Lightroom. Oh, it was for the theater.
That's what it was. It's for the movie theater, yeah. Yeah, we had them. They worked pretty well.
Yeah. It chugs along, but yeah, the way we filmed to do it was Lightroom.
Yeah.
Do basic corrections on them and then bring them in the Photoshop.
I've had issues with earlier Sony OLEDs, such an odd green shift in the blacks, but they're amazing now. Totally agree with you, Sean Penner. That's why I left Sony. I left using their product.
Yeah, I know another person that uses their monitors now too.
Yep.
That are amazing.
So,
but he also doesn't like Flanders.
No. Oh, well, that's a shame. That's B Radley. Boo Radley.
Boo Radley. That's what we can call him on the show.
Yeah, Boo Radley. All right, so I'm going to keep the Chatski open. I'm going to kill the live stream.
JT just said love your channel. Hello from Raleigh.
Oh, Raleigh. We love us some Raleigh, son. We want to come up there. JT, hook us up with jobs.
Yeah, because we have a friend up there, too.
Yeah, because Sean is not far from that
MPEG is also right there as well.
And MPEG's up that way.
Yes.
Sean is not far from there. You guys, you North Carolina bandits, man.
Yep.
Look at this stuff. You guys are crazy. All you guys.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring us up there? Let's form a new company. MPEG can be Chief Technical Engineering Officer.
Yes. Exactly.
We'll have like 10 colorists and 2 shooters. Anybody want to move over from Germany? We need someone foreign to bring us credibility.
Well, just make me and Penner be the post sides.
Yeah, you guys are just posts. I just need one foreign. If it were Espen, we could have a Viking. Jeff?
And then we can have tone change.
Yeah.
Sell for us.
Yeah, there we go. That's a dream.
Father Tone Change. I love that name.
Tone Change is in Durham, I know.
He's right there.
We know. Let's go shoot some stuff.
Uh-huh.
Now we've got people connecting. All right, well, I'm going to kill the live stream.
Yeah.
The last question was, does this audio work way better? If so, we will continue to have the world's crappiest audio rig set up that looks like a wiry mess of hell. It looks like
it's working, and the batteries have not died yet.
No, so we're good. If you guys like this audio, then we will keep this audio going.
Yeah.
From that point forward, we'll keep this rig going.
MPEG, I'm coming up sometime very soon anyways.
Yeah, Jeff is.
Yeah. I've got to go up and see family.
All right, Aerial People's coming over from Germany, so now we're bona fide.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now.
I'm going to say Aerial People is a drone person.
It doesn't. That's even better.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We need to have a drone pilot.
I can sell anything to anyone if I have someone with an accent with me. That's all I need.
Sorry, Tyler. My beard's apparently scratching. I'm not wearing a normal shirt, so it's right up against the beard.
Yeah. No, it really is.
Drew can sell pretty much anything to anybody except for the people that really know him.
Except for the people that we need to buy it.
Exactly.
I'm an expert salesman until someone needs to buy it. All right, we're going to kill it, guys. Thank you so much. As always, we're so grateful. We love you. Let's just cut to the B camera one more time. Because this may never happen again.
This is how the autofocus works.
B camera. I'm saying it.
We'll have it again.
Thank you so much for joining us. We love you. We thank you forever. And now here's the Jeff Cam version.
Thank you for joining us. And MPEG got banned for posting too much.
That's amazing. All right, so I'm killing the stream. Thanks, everybody. Thank you again so much. We are very grateful for you. If you have any questions or comments, craftshow@craftshow.com. Drew at craftshow.com, Jeff at craftshow.com. Go check out our Facebook page. We'll interact with you over there if you can't catch us in the comments here. Thanks again. Be good, be safe, be inspired.